Hey guys, Dr. Matt. We're going to do a sharpening video today. So yeah, this will be interesting. I was sent this filly. This is one of the old ones. This is I think what they call a first generation. It's called a Medallion Torino. And this is the one that doesn't have anything on the backside there. Those are the first generations, are, the collector-wise, more valuable, and I think better as far as the steel, however they're made. But yeah, so yeah, we're going to sharpen this one, but I inspected it. I looked at it a little bit closer, and what I noticed, and I don't know if you can see from there, but this thing has a slight frown to it in just the one part of the blade. So what I'm going to do is we're going to straighten that out, and I'm going to show you how I do that on a diamond plate, and then I'm going to sharpen it, and I don't know if I'm going to I don't know if I'll shave with it or at least show the shape. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. All right, stick around. We'll be right with you. We are. This is a 400 diamond. Now what I need to do is I need to get that smile out of this part right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to, what they call bread knife, I'm not going to do that. That's where you run it back and forth like you're sawing on bread. What I'm going to do is, I call it high angle. So I don't know if you can tell, I have it at about, I don't know, is that about 30 degrees? So I'm going to back and forth this way to get that flattened out, and I'm going to be checking it on a flat stone. And by the way, this high angle thing, I didn't make it up. I'm pretty sure I saw Brad Maggart do it on one of his videos. So yeah, so here we go. Did I say this is a 400 diamond? I don't know if you can see any of the swarf in the metal there, but I'm looking. It's still there. Okay, so that's pretty flat now. So now that we have it, it's, like whatever, like say it was a 30 degree, it has to be flattened out, meaning you got to get that bevel back to angle. So I have some tape on the spine. Now, ultimately, I'm not going to hone it with tape, but I'm just to get that bevel reformed here. All right, so now that we're done with that, we're going to have to go to the bevel setter here. This is my Chaucera 1K. Someone said they call it a Nano or Pro too. Nano or Pro also. I don't know. It's always just a Chaucera 1K. These are the best bevel setters you can get. Everyone talks about getting other ones. Just get this one. It's on my Chef Knives to Go webpage. Okay. So now we're going to take and set this bevel, get it all the way down the rest of the way. I took the tape off. I left the slurry on there because, well, first off, I used my diamond plate. That's a 400 worn 400 diamond plate I used to lap it. But I figured, why waste the slurry? It cuts faster, makes it nice and smooth. This is really a nice stone for a bevel setter. Yep, cuts hair great. We're definitely there. So, next step, 5K. what we're doing is just removing the 1K scratch pattern and smoothing out the edge. But this 5K with the slurry cuts really quick. The undercut's perfect. This thing is in business. Oh yeah. As I was looking at this blade, you know, this is an old 1940s, 50 razor. It appears that it has been reground. I've been told that on some of these older fillies, they do that. People like to have them reground. They like them even more hollow than they were from the factory. I kind of like them a little heavier, but as far as the grind, but yeah. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so I'm testing on my arm here. Someone asked me on the other videos, why aren't I using a tomato? I would like to, but I just don't have one. You can use grapes as well. Someone told me you can use the McDonald's straws, the old plastic ones, if you can still get them anywhere. Or any kind of plastic straw you can use as well. I don't have that. I don't have those ones either, so I just tested on my arm for the feel and that. Okay, so that's it for the 5K. Now, my 8K. The old 8K Norton. People will ask me about this, what stones they should get if they should get the 8K Norton. This is a good stone, I like it. I used to have a Sharpen, but it broke. And since the Norton was the first set of stones that I bought, I think a lot of people just buy it because you can buy that like 220, 1000, 4000, 8000, the two stones that have both sides on them. They're a good beginner set. This 8K is what I have, and I went back to it, and as it turns out, it works really well. It feels great. It feels real velvety. And it works good too. I mean, the stuff that it produces under the microscope, as far as the fineness of the edge, it like bats a little out of its league, you know. It says it's 8,000, but it looks more like a 10 and 12,000 of some other stones I've seen. So it does real well there. Would I use my Sharpen again? Yeah, sure, if I had it. But it broke. This feels very nice, nice and smooth. No sticky spots. I had mentioned on some of the other razors, especially those Kravchenkos, that I was noticing some stickiness at this point. This one, actually, you know what? I just felt a little bit of it. Not as much as the other ones. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't think it means anything. But I can tell you, this one's ready to go. Okay, so what I do at this point is I'm going to take and look at the edge of this under my microscope just to make sure that everything's good. Then we're going to go to the finish, and then I have a extra finish beyond that. So be right with you. So I just looked at it under the scope. These fillies. What beautiful steel. Okay, so let me go get my finish stone. I thought I had it. All right. I'm gonna finish, well, kind of finish, with this 12K. the nano. And the reason I'm doing that is because the note that I got from the guy said he wanted a very sharp edge. So this 12K will give you a sharp edge. If I want to make it super sharp, I'd use the 1/2 micron nano cloth, the CBN, but I'm not going to do that. All right, good on the finish. Okay. So what this is my black surgical Arkansas stone. For those of you that have watched my other video on burnishing this stone, I refer to it as a translucent, a black translucent. And that's because, like, on one site they call them black translucent, and on Dan's site they're surgical arcs, but this is supposed to be the finest one. So that's what this one is. And this is the burnished stone. I don't know if you can see the reflection here, but it is mirror-like. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a few drops of oil on there. Smear around. And just do some finishing passes. Whew, nice. It doesn't take many on here, but I'm going to do a few more. I could have gone straight to the stone from the 8K and made it purely the Arkansas finish, but I didn't know if that would be sharp enough for him. But anyway, so I've had a couple of people contact me, and I guess Dan at Dan's Whetstone is telling people that my burnishing videos are ruining the stone if you do what I do on there, where I took the chisel or the piece of bevel and polished this stone up to make it shiny. He's like, it's ruining the stone. You're supposed to leave it like I sent it to you. No, he doesn't know razors too well. Because first off, what I did in that video is not something that I made up. It's something that's been around for a while. People do that. When you're polishing the edge on a razor, it's just not a knife. He's a knife guy. So, you know, but you can tune this stone. I mean, that's the ultra fine finish that I put on here. You can tune it and not burnish it like that and have something closer to like a 10,000 grit stone. But I love the edge that this puts on it. So, you know, someone was trying to really give me a hard time about it. I was like, well, did you try it? Did you try a razor that had the edge on it? Anyone that's used one of these stones like I'm doing it right now, this is a phenomenal edge. Not only is it going to be super sharp, but it's like really smooth. Like, I don't know, I've never come across something like it. So I'm just barely laying this razor on there. In fact, what I'm doing on, actually, you know, these last few passes, I'm doing something I call a reverse torque. I'm actually torquing that thing up. I'm pushing the spine down and just trying to get that edge to barely skim off the stone. So I'm, like I said, I'm kind of torquing it backwards. That feels unbelievable. Even with the oil on there, I can feel a little bit of resistance. And for the record, this is my coolest stone right here. If I was forced to give up all my stones, and who knows, I may have to someday, sooner than I think. I ain't giving this one up. This is a beautiful stone. I love this stone. Okay, so that's it. She is done. I'm going to take a look at it under the scope, and I'll be back. it came out great. I looked at it under the scope. It looks amazing under the scope, and I tested it on my arm hair. The edge feels unbelievable, so I have to shave with it. That's a few days growth. I've been told I have an 80 grit face right there. All right, there we go. Let's see how this bad fella does. Oh my God. Wow. That's unbelievable. You know, I've been talking about these fillies for years, and a lot of you guys have contacted me about them. Now, this is the Filly 14. I don't get this effect from the Filly 13s. These older fillies, these are just amazing. You're going to have to let me know, George, how this one does compared to the way it was before, because this is unbelievable. The level of sharpness yet smoothness. It has to do with the Philly steel, but in the Arkansas stone as well. Really doesn't get any better than that. Great feeling shave. Great feeling shave. Super smooth, super close. That one from an 80 grit. I would call this ultra fine. Beautiful, beautiful. Yet another success. These old fillies are fantastic. So I was thinking about this as far as the issue with that kind of like frown in the middle of the blade. You know, what could have caused that? Well, my belief, it was a geometry issue. It definitely had a high spot on one part of the spine, so I did correct that. And so that won't happen anymore as far as that dishing out there. I tried to keep that to a minimum as far as any work I had to do on it to preserve the blade as long as possible. I didn't show the geometry corrections because it just seems to be, I catch way too much shit for it. So, you know, I've had people call to have my channel censored. Someone reported me to YouTube, wanted my channel banned, you know. Personal attacks. It's crazy. It's shaving. And that's the kind of stuff I get. So I don't show it, but I do have videos on my channel. So if you want to check out the geometry stuff, just search through my channel. You'll find all the videos there. So I appreciate you guys sticking around to the end if you made it. You guys have a great day, a great shave, and we'll see you real soon.